Ladies, queens, powerful souls, today I want to talk to you about evolution, excellence, and elevation. Every woman, whether you're a business leader, a mother, a student, or simply a woman figuring out her purpose, carries a unique fire within. But the truth is, that fire must be fueled not once, but every single day. Self-awareness is the foundation of every transformation. It's the mirror that reflects not just your beauty but your blind spots, not just your potential but your patterns. A woman who masters self-awareness becomes a woman who leads herself. And when you can lead yourself, nothing and no one can mislead you. You must become obsessed. Not with being perfect, but with understanding who you are, why you think the way you do, and how your past has shaped your present. Many women go through life on autopilot, reacting, repeating, and reliving the same cycles without realizing it. Without self-awareness, you will confuse comfort with peace and settle for routines that slowly drain your purpose. Every day you must check in with yourself. How am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I believing right now? And is that belief true or borrowed? Self-awareness demands intentional reflection, not accidental discovery. Your emotions are powerful indicators, not inconveniences to ignore. When something triggers you, that's not just drama, that's data. It's a window into a wound, a memory, or a meaning you've assigned to something. Ask yourself, why did I feel disrespected? Why did that compliment make me uncomfortable? Why did I shrink in that room? Self-awareness is asking the hard questions even when the answers make you uncomfortable. Journaling is one of the most powerful tools for building self-awareness. Every woman should have a place where her truth lives, uncensored, unfiltered, and unjudged. When you write it out, you see patterns that talking can't reveal. You realize what you keep returning to, what you're running from, and what you actually desire beneath the surface of what you say. Your journal becomes a mirror, a map, and sometimes even a mirror you didn't know you needed. Self-awareness also means knowing your energy and how it shifts around different people. Are you your full self, or are you a filtered version of you? Who makes you question your worth, and who helps you rise into your power? Pay attention. The spaces you silence yourself in may be the very ones that are starving your spirit. A self-awareness woman doesn't just notice this, she acts on it. It's not enough to just know your strengths. You must also get honest about your weaknesses. This isn't about self-criticism, it's about self-leadership. If you don't know your blind spots, life will keep sending you lessons until you learn. If you don't know your emotional triggers, you'll keep falling into the same relational traps. Self-awareness helps you protect your peace before your peace has to protect you. Finally, improving your self-awareness daily means checking your motives. Are you doing this for approval or alignment? Are you chasing someone else's version of success? Are you dimming your light to fit into spaces you've outgrown? Every move you make should come from a place of truth, not pressure. And the more self-awareness you become, the more dangerous you are to every system, person, and pattern that ever tried to keep you small. Focus is a superpower in a world that's constantly trying to distract you. Every notification, every comparison, every unnecessary commitment is competing for your energy, and energy is your most precious currency. A focused woman is dangerous because she no longer chases everything that looks good, she commits to what's aligned. Discipline is how she sustains that focus, especially on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. You don't need more time, you need more clarity. Discipline starts with deciding what actually matters to you. Not what impresses people, not what looks glamorous on the outside, but what aligns with your personal values and long-term vision. Once you have that clarity, you guard your time like a queen guards her crown. You stop explaining your boundaries and start enforcing them. You stop seeking approval and start honoring your mission. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. You will fall off, you will get distracted. But the difference between a woman who evolves and one who stays stuck is the ability to return again and again to what she said she would do. When the excitement fades and the emotions crash, discipline reminds you that your goals are bigger than your mood. And that kind of self-respect creates unstoppable momentum. Multitasking is the illusion of progress. You're not meant to do 100 things halfway. You're meant to do a few things masterfully. Focused women are not busy, they are productive. They don't scroll endlessly, gossip mindlessly, or engage with drama that adds no value. They measure their time like money and ask, is this an investment or an expense? Every choice is either building your future or borrowing from it. One of the most radical things a woman can do is master her mornings. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Discipline begins when you stop waking up to chaos and start creating a ritual that serves your spirit. Whether it's silence, scripture, stretching, journaling, or reading, how you start your day is how you tell the world, I am in control of my life. Discipline also means knowing the difference between rest and avoidance. Don't lie to yourself. You're not always tired. Sometimes you're scared. Sometimes you're procrastinating because the next level of your life requires a new level of you. A focused woman calls herself out. She holds herself accountable not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. She understands that the cost of staying the same is far greater than the discomfort of change. The truth is, not everything deserves your attention. You must develop the discipline to disconnect from people, habits, and environments that dilute your vision. Focus sharpens your purpose, discipline protects it. In every day that you choose to improve in these two areas, you get closer to the version of yourself that you've always known you were meant to become. Mental and emotional strength is not about being cold, hard, or detached. It's about being unshakable in the face of pressure. It's the quiet power of a woman who knows how to process her pain without becoming bitter, how to feel deeply without falling apart, and how to hold space for her emotions without letting them control her life. This strength isn't given, it's built. One decision, one challenge, and one moment of restraint at a time. Everyday life will test your peace. People will misunderstand you, disappoint you, provoke you. And in those moments, emotional strength means choosing your response instead of reacting on impulse. It's the pause before the clapback. It's the breath before the breakdown. It's the wisdom to ask, is this worth my energy, or is this a distraction from my purpose? That level of self-regulation is a mark of maturity, not weakness. Mental strength is being able to sit with discomfort instead of trying to escape it. Whether it's the discomfort of rejection, loneliness, fear, or failure, strong women don't numb it away, they face it. They don't need external validation to feel internal worth. And when the storm comes, they remind themselves, this is temporary. This is a test. I've survived before and I will rise again. Emotional strength is also knowing how to hold space for sadness, grief, and doubt without being consumed by them. You're not strong because you hide your tears. You're strong because you honor them without letting them drown your drive. There's beauty in being both soft and solid. Let yourself feel everything, but choose what you feed. Not every feeling deserves a response. Some just need to be acknowledged and released. To build mental resilience, you must learn to talk to yourself with power. Negative self-talk is not humility, it's sabotage. When your inner dialogue becomes a battlefield, your strength is tested in silence. Say what you need to hear. Encourage yourself like your life depends on it, because sometimes it does. Rewire your mind to expect greatness, not just survive. Emotional strength also means not taking everything personally. Not every no is an attack. Not every delay is a denial. Sometimes what feels like rejection is really redirection. Strong women stop interpreting life through the lens of their wounds and start viewing it through the lens of growth. They understand that life isn't always fair, but they refuse to be a victim when they were born to be a victor. And most importantly, mental and emotional strength requires boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. Discipline your mind to stop replaying what broke you. Choose thoughts that build, not break. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. A woman who masters her emotions is not emotionless. She is emotionally intelligent. And that kind of woman becomes unstoppable. The ability to communicate clearly, confidently, and authentically is one of the most powerful tools a woman can have. It's not just about how loud your voice is, it's about how effectively you express your truth. Every word you speak is either building your credibility or weakening it. And the most powerful women are not just heard, they are understood. That kind of clarity doesn't come naturally. It's cultivated through practice, awareness, and courage. Communication starts with knowing what you stand for. If you don't understand your own values, desires, and boundaries, how can you expect anyone else to? A woman who improves her communication daily is not looking to say more, she's learning to say what matters. She stops explaining herself to people committed to misunderstanding her. She uses her voice to teach the world how to treat her. Silence can be powerful, but silence out of fear is self-erasure. Too many women bite their tongues in moments that require truth, all to keep the peace. But what peace is it if you're constantly betraying yourself? Communication is not aggression. It's not yelling to be heard. It's the strength to speak the truth in a tone that honors both you and the moment. Your softness does not make your voice any less worthy. Listening is the forgotten half of communication. A wise woman listens more than she speaks, not because she lacks something to say, but because she's grounded enough to learn first. When you listen actively, you stop listening to respond and start listening to understand. That's when your words start landing differently, because they're not just reactions, they're reflections. Improving your communication also means being intentional with your body language. Your eyes, your posture, your tone, they speak long before your mouth does. A confident woman walks into a room and communicates her worth without needing to say a word. Make sure your energy speaks in alignment with your message. There is nothing more confusing than a woman who speaks powerfully but moves passively. Every woman must learn how to disagree without disrespect. Conflict is inevitable, but destruction is optional. You don't have to raise your voice to raise your standard. Communicating well during hard conversations is a daily skill that will elevate your relationships, your leadership, and your self-respect. Don't avoid confrontation, master it. Let your words be direct, but your delivery be intentional. And finally, communicate your needs without guilt. You are not too much for knowing what you want. You are not difficult because you demand clarity or honesty. Say what you mean without shrinking. Ask for what you deserve without apologizing. Every day you refine how you speak, you refine how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Knowledge is power, but only if you apply it. Education is not just about degrees, it's about growth. It's about a woman who refuses to stay mentally stagnant while the world evolves around her. A woman committed to learning is a woman committed to leading. Because when you educate yourself, you become harder to manipulate, harder to silence, and harder to stop. You don't have to go back to school to become educated. You just have to stay curious. Read books, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts that challenge your thinking, not just confirm your bias. Ask questions, even the uncomfortable ones. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you didn't know. And that humility keeps you hungry, sharp, and open. An educated woman is a dangerous woman because she can no longer be controlled by ignorance. She knows history, so she doesn't repeat it. She understands her rights, so she defends them. She recognizes manipulation in conversations, systems, and relationships. Knowledge gives her options. It gives her voice weight and her presence impact. Education is also self-study, learning you, understanding your patterns, your personality type, your emotional triggers, your generational history. When you educate yourself about your inner world, you stop blaming everyone else for your reality and start taking ownership. You become a student of your own life, and when you become aware of the lessons life is trying to teach you, growth becomes intentional, not accidental. Don't just learn for survival, learn for expansion. Learn how to build wealth, not just budget. Learn how to invest, not just save. Learn how to lead, not just follow instructions. Every time you learn a new skill, you become more self-reliant, and the more you know, the less you fear. Because knowledge doesn't just open doors, it removes the ceilings people try to put over you. A wise woman educates herself spiritually as well. She studies principles, not just opinions. She grounds her beliefs in truth, not trend. Education isn't just mental, it's moral, emotional, and spiritual. A woman who feeds her mind and soul becomes a woman of depth. She doesn't just sound intelligent, she lives with insight. Her words have weight because they come from a place of reflection, not reaction. And the most powerful part of gaining knowledge is that you pass it on. Educated women elevate generations. They raise wiser children, lead stronger communities, and shift cultures. When you learn, you don't just grow for yourself. You become a bridge for others. Because the woman who chooses to learn daily is the woman who refuses to die the same way she was born. Uninformed, unheard, and underestimated. Self-love is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's not about bubble baths and shopping sprees, though those things are nice. Real self-love is deeper. It's discipline. It's choosing yourself in rooms that try to shrink you. It's saying no, even when it would be easier to say yes just to be liked. A woman who loves herself sets the standard, not just for how others treat her, but for how she treats herself in silence when no one is watching. You cannot truly love yourself if you are constantly abandoning yourself. Every time you say yes to something that dishonors your soul, every time you shrink to be accepted, every time you tolerate disrespect just to avoid being alone, that is self-abandonment. And over time, it chips away at your confidence. Self-love is about showing up for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it means standing alone. Self-respect is the armor of a woman who knows her worth. You don't have to prove it, you don't have to shout it, and you don't have to compete for it. A woman who respects herself walks away from what doesn't honor her. She doesn't beg, chase, or explain herself endlessly. She understands that her presence is a privilege, and that being chosen means nothing if you had to lose yourself to be picked. Too many women are waiting for someone else to validate what they should be validating internally, but here's the truth. No one can truly love you more than you love yourself. External love is a reflection, not a replacement. If you treat yourself like an afterthought, you teach the world to do the same. If you constantly question your worth, others will assume you have a reason to. Self-love also means caring for your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It's choosing food that fuels your body, words that heal your mind, and spaces that protect your peace. It's unfollowing toxic voices, even if they live in your own head. It's looking in the mirror and affirming what you used to criticize. Self-love doesn't mean you think you're perfect. It means you know you're valuable, flaws and all. The truth is, you attract what you believe you deserve. And if you don't raise the standard within, you will continue to settle for less without. Self-respect sets boundaries. It doesn't allow access to people who are inconsistent, disrespectful, or unavailable. It says, I'd rather be alone in truth than surrounded in confusion. That kind of strength comes from loving yourself enough to stop accepting crumbs and wait for the feast you were made for. Finally, self-love and self-respect grow with every small decision. Waking up when you said you would. Saying no when it's not right for you. Choosing rest without guilt. Speaking up even when your voice shakes. It's not always loud or glamorous, but it's always life-changing. And every time you honor yourself, even in the smallest ways, you reinforce the truth. I am worthy, I am enough, and I belong, exactly as I am. Purpose is the fuel that drives productivity. Without purpose, your efforts are scattered, aimless, and often unfulfilling. But when you have a clear sense of purpose, every task becomes meaningful, every action intentional. A woman who knows her purpose can work with a laser focus, because she isn't just checking off a to-do list. She's building a life that aligns with her values, her mission, and her vision for the future. Your purpose is unique to you, and discovering it requires deep self-reflection. What lights you up? What problems do you feel compelled to solve? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These questions should guide your every decision, your every action. When you're clear on your purpose, the day-to-day grind stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like a calling. And that's when true productivity begins. Because you're not just working for the sake of working, you're working to fulfill something greater than yourself. Productivity is not just about getting things done, it's about getting the right things done. A woman who is productive knows how to prioritize. She doesn't let distractions pull her off course or waste energy on tasks that don't serve her goals. She understands that every minute is an investment, and she treats her time with the respect it deserves. Time is the one thing you can never get back, and the woman who honors it with purpose is unstoppable. Purpose gives you clarity, and clarity allows you to be productive with intention. When you're focused on your purpose, you stop procrastinating because you know that every delay is a delay to your destiny. It's easy to be busy, it's harder to be productive. But when you start to align your daily actions with your greater mission, procrastination loses its grip on you. You become a woman who executes, not just plans. One of the keys to staying productive is breaking your larger goals into smaller, manageable steps. Productivity doesn't come from overwhelming yourself with an entire mountain of tasks. It comes from creating consistent, bite-sized actions that move you toward your peak. A woman who understands this doesn't overwhelm herself with the big picture every day. She focuses on today's climb and trusts that each step will eventually get her to the summit. Purpose and productivity are also about saying no. Saying no to distractions, to things that drain your energy, to people who pull you away from your mission. Every time you say no, you're saying yes to something greater, something that aligns with your purpose. The woman who is productive doesn't allow herself to be spread thin. She knows that her time is precious and she guards it fiercely, only giving it to what supports her growth and her purpose. Finally, remember that productivity doesn't mean overworking. A woman who is truly aligned with her purpose understands that rest is part of the process. She takes time to recharge, to reflect, and to recalibrate. Burnout happens when you chase productivity without purpose. But when your purpose is clear, rest becomes a necessary tool for rejuvenation, not a sign of weakness. Rest is not a luxury, it's an investment in your long-term productivity. Spiritual and inner peace is the foundation of everything. It's the calm in the storm, the ability to remain steady no matter what chaos surrounds you. A woman who has cultivated peace within herself is unshaken by the world's noise. Her energy is her anchor. She does not seek validation or peace from external sources because she has learned to create it from within. Inner peace is not the absence of problems, it's the ability to navigate them with grace. Spiritual peace is rooted in connection. Connection to yourself, to your higher power, to the universe, or to whatever belief system nurtures your soul. It's understanding that you are part of something greater and that everything you face is an opportunity to grow, evolve, and deepen that connection. A woman who is spiritually at peace walks through life with the understanding that the difficulties she faces are temporary and that peace is something she can return to whenever she needs it. To find spiritual peace, you must learn to let go of control. The desire to control every aspect of your life creates friction and stress. It keeps you tied to outcomes that may never come. Inner peace begins when you accept that you cannot control everything, and that's okay. You control your actions, your mindset, and your response, but you cannot control the timing or the path. Letting go of the need for control allows you to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that you are always where you need to be. Mindfulness plays a critical role in cultivating inner peace. It's the practice of being present in every moment, not stuck in the past or worrying about the future. A peaceful woman doesn't let her thoughts run wild or give energy to unnecessary worries. She practices stillness through meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or simply taking quiet moments throughout her day. She understands that when her mind is still, she can hear